Jordan Poole. I mean, man, love me some Jordan Poole. I'm kidding. He's actually frustrating as hell, but I'm the type of person that gives people their flowers when they deserve their flowers. And Jordan Poole, as of late, deserves his flowers. So, Jordan Poole, you want to hear his stats off the bench? Jordan Poole, I know it's a small sample size, and it's gonna make you guys laugh, but I think it's 4 games so far. 5 games now since the 22nd of February. Has put up 23 points, 4.2 assists, and 3 rebounds off the bench. He is shooting interesting, the field goal percentage. I wonder what it is. The field goal percentage through these 5 games is last 4 games. Jordan Poole's last 5 games. We gotta figure this out. His field goal percentage has been, they're not giving it to me. He has made 40 field goals. No, he's not. Field goal attempts. All right, how many has he made? It says he's sunk 40 field goals in his last 5 games in his career field goal percentage. There we go. 40% from the field in his last 5 games. Not terrible. 36%. That's actually not bad. So it's 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.5 steals. That's wild. And then on the rest of the season, he's been fucking terrible. But he put up 26 shots off the bench, which is absurd. And like Jordan Poole, I want him to work out. I mean, he's shooting 40% from the field on the season, 31% from 3. And his true shooting, Jordan Poole's true shooting as a starter this season, we're using StatMuse, by the way, 51.1%, which isn't terrible. League average is like 55. I mean, could be worse. It's just funny. Shout out Denny Avdia for a double-double tonight. So did, Kyle Kuzma. Marvin Bagley also doing his thing. More so bad that I'm over here making a video talking about that Jordan Poole's figuring it out off the bench, which I guess he is, but this is where we're at as Wizards fan. This is Richaun Holmes. Also, look, there's a couple guys that I think we can flip if we want to talk about this. Marvin Bagley, he's a guy who, so far as a Wizard, has not really been bad. I'm not gonna sit here and be like he's fantastic, but Marvin Bagley over here, Mr. 14 and 9, all right, with a block and a steal a game, shooting 55% from the field, and just under 1-3 a night. Really not really shooting much. But then you got, of course, Denny Avdia has been a great story. 14, 6.5, and 4 with a steal a night. Tyus Jones and Corey Kesper's another guy. His passing and ball handling, he just looks better. Corey Kesper and Denny, I want to keep it for a long while. But yeah, Marvin Bagley looks like a guy we could maybe flip. And Richaun Holmes, I know it's only 12 minutes a night, but he's coming out here giving us minutes. I think his contract might be expiring, but I definitely think another guy that could end up being solid for us in terms of being flipped is Marvin Bagley. I definitely think is great. I mean, Jordan Poole, if he finishes off the bench for the rest of the year, I personally would keep him off the bench for the rest of the season, so that way if he keeps playing like this, especially if he's just doing this out of spite, you look at other teams, you're look, he's way better off the bench. But yeah, okay, there's a player option for Richaun Holmes, so he's definitely staying on the roster. Well, we'll probably trade him or cut him, but yeah, let me hear your thoughts on that one. I definitely think it's definitely going to be interesting how it all plays out, but Hornets when that happened. But Jordan Poole is unhappy about being moved to the bench. Interim head coach Brian Keefe, who I'm being told is probably going to be the long-term head coach, made his first big lineup change since taking over. Keefe moved Jordan Poole to the bench. Poole had been starting all 52 games he had played this season. And obviously when asked about the lineup change, Jordan Poole let it be known he's really not happy with it. Quote, "If there's any common sense with the situation, you should know how I feel. But I'm just going to come out, do what I can do to help the team, keep it moving. I mean, if this is a way to try to get me on ball, I guess that's just what we have to do. End quote, Poole said. Which I love how he's just thinking about if he's going to get on ball again. Which, I mean, look, Jordan Poole, it's not been great. Jordan Poole this past season, if you guys want to know the exact stats that he has put up, I can read them to you right now. Jordan Poole this season is putting up stats of 15.7 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, a steal a night, on 39.6% from the field, on 30.4% from three. Now somebody's going to say, well, what's his effective field goal percentage? 46.6%. What's his true shooting? Oh, you want to know his true shooting? Here you go. Here you go. His true shooting right here for the season is 50.9, which is the worst since his rookie year where he shot 45.4, which, again, crazy to think because right now the league, if you just look at the league average effective field goal percentage is 54%. League average true shooting this season is 58, which is absurd to think about because a few years ago, league average true shooting was 55, but it's looking like 58 is this season. I've always just told 55 or better. Same thing with like player efficiency rating. It's always, if it's over 15, it's better for like PER. And then just like little tidbits right there. If you guys didn't know, now you know. Yeah, but for me, yeah, I've always thought this was kind of cool how it all played out. And I thought this was a team that was going to benefit from having Jordan Poole on their squad because he's going to be flippable, because he was going to look better. I was a bit overzealous. I wasn't going to sit here and be like, oh, he's going to be amazing. I just thought it could be similar to how Eric Gordon was for those Pelicans Hornets teams from a few years ago. That was my whole thing, but obviously that's not happening, and it's definitely interesting to see how this is all played out because he has kind of looked abysmal, and I don't know how we're going to get off that contract and if we ever are, but if we were, I'm curious to see what we would do. But I mean, I just think we kind of put ourselves in this position. I think it started, I just think it might be an accountability thing. I mean, he literally said that, oh, if I'm moving to the bench and it's a way to keep getting the ball in my hand, then I'm cool with it, basically. As long as the ball is in my hand, I'm Jordan Poole, and I approve this message, is what it seems like he was telling people. But I don't know. I definitely think it's a different one that we are not typically used to, and I think that's why, in a way, we are looking at this differently than how we have in the past, because we haven't really seen a team tank like they did since the Thunder. I feel like the Thunder did it way better. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on Jordan Poole and the whole, I guess you would say, thing he's dealing with. But yeah, I'm not a fan.